Send him out again. Bit better from Massa. He's got excellent handling straight off the bat. Handling, just a small improvement. Speed balance, quite a big change. Downforce will keep the same. We'll see how much that improves it. I'm expecting a much more even race, much more competitive race this time. Especially if it's dry all the way through, it's going to be much more of a test for us. So we'll see how we get on. Okay, that's much better. Right, Stroll should be good now. 97, look at that. Beautiful. The patented waggle it back from the minimum technique. That's a terrible name for that, but I'm sticking with it. Works out once again. Okay, Stroll out on his own. Let's leave him out there. Massa might need a little bit of tweaking. 93, yeah. And change the speed balance a bit more up there. And we should be good. Right, let's get him back out there. Rain is on its way, but we should get a good 4 or 5 more laps in. I think I'll leave Massa out there for the moment. Let's leave both drivers out to try and get the super softs, the softs and the race trim up to maximum before the rain comes, and then we can concentrate on qualifying and probably intermediate tyres. Yeah, it's going to be intermediates at the end of the session. Right, Massa's saying the speed balance has actually got worse. Okay. Not much I can do there. Till the end of the session. Let's run around. Anybody played the mobile version of this yet? I played the original, but obviously they've just brought out Motorsport Manager 2 on mobile. I haven't played it yet, just wondering. It's nice when you're out and about to have something to play. It's a typical game, isn't it? Yeah, out there in the sunshine or out and about. So, what games do I play on my phone? I'd always be playing games. Okay, I'm going to bring Massa in early. Actually, no. Let's leave him out there till it rains. Or they run out of fuel. I'll try and maximise time on track with the super softs and the softs. Time's looking pretty competitive. Stroll P3 even with incredibly worn super softs. Mind you, I think that was quite an early lap. He's now in the 28s. Both drivers coming in now. We've maximised race trim. Couldn't get to level 2 on super softs or softs, unfortunately. Oh, they might. Massa might just get softs there. Oh, he's so close. So close. You know what, I'm going to send Massa out on 1 lap qualifying on those softs. Even in wet weather we should be able to tick that up to level 2. Stroll though we will send out in the intermediates. I don't think it's going to be wet for the weekend. Actually Massa, I forgot to check his setup. Crap. Oh well, we're only going to do 1 lap then, we can check it after that. Massa. Yeah, Stroll out in the intermediates. I don't think we're going to need to use them for the rest of the weekend, but if we can get a bit of practice on with them. We'll also gain qualifying much quicker if they're on the right tyres, so we might as well have them out there on mediums. Massa, that was enough to just tip it over to level 2. That's going to be useful for the race. And yes, we have indeed made speed balance worse. So we need to go somewhere in between those two. So about there. Let's give that a go. Stick the intermediates on, out he goes. It's going to be a tough weekend, I think. But, you know, you get a 1-2 under your belt so early on, it doesn't matter too much if we struggle this weekend. As long as we can get both cars into Q3 again, I'll be happy. No real improvements on the car. Will be a bit better with reliability. We'd improve a few of the parts we've already got a little bit in performance, but I would expect people like Ferrari and Mercedes to be developing a lot quicker than us at this point. So as long as both of them get through Q1, or both Ferraris or both Mercedes, then they should be in for a tough fight for Q3. That's what I want. I didn't want to start this series, this live stream series, just winning every race. We shouldn't be with Williams. We should be able to challenge for podiums fairly regularly, but we definitely should not be getting incredibly easy 1-2s. Right, so we end up getting level 1 for intermediates qualifying. We weren't quite out there long enough to get to level 2. But that's a fairly good spread considering it's a mixed condition session. It's always pretty difficult in those to concentrate on one thing or the other. 4th and 9th confirms that we should have good pace to get into Q3. And hopefully Master's setup has sorted itself out on that run as well. Okay, it's definitely going to be, yes, dry qualifying, so we'll go super soft and qualifying trim. Same for Massa. Not massive boosts, but they'll help. Let's just see. Bingo. Right, 97 for Massa, that's good news. And I think it was 97 for Stroll as well, wasn't it? Very equal. Let's see who comes out on top in this session then. Not bothered about track grip. We should hopefully very easily get through Q1, so let's just get both the guys out there early on. Send Massa out as well. I much prefer having 3-stage qualifying, but it can drag a little bit when you easily get through Q1 and Q2. It's all part of the realism of this mod. All the rules are the same as Formula 1 as well. And yeah, it really gets interesting once you get a few seasons into this mod, where you get to see how it shakes out. Different drivers moving to different teams, which is something you don't get in any of the Formula 1 racing games, like Codemasters for example. It's nice being able to construct your super team of drivers. I will definitely look to bring in probably 2 new drivers next season to replace Massa and Stroll, because they're definitely not the best out there. As Stroll goes, provisionally P2 of a 24.3. Massa does a 23.5. 7 tenths between teammates then. And Massa definitely got the pace at the moment. Whether that'll stay with him through to Q3, I don't know. Stroll, he should be safe with that. It's a bit more borderline than I would have hoped. Although, to be honest, Stroll is about where we would expect. It's Massa that has massively outperformed the car on that run. And he's definitely proving his expertise. Right up there with Raikkonen, Hamilton and Bottas. Ahead of Bottas and Vettel. What we would give to see Felipe Massa back in that position in real life. Although, to be honest, if it wasn't for luck and a few reliability issues, I mean, Massa is comfortably ahead of Stroll this season anyway, but he would be a lot further ahead and he would have had that podium in Canada? It was Baku, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Baku. He could have possibly even won that race if he didn't have the reliability issues. So Stroll was lucked into it a little bit. It's a lot closer than it should be, but they're definitely a lot more even than they were at the beginning of the season anyway. What are your guys' opinions on pay drivers? I think we've accepted it's the norm now for a lot of midfield teams, but when you got people like Stroll coming in and being so bad at the beginning of the season, but then proving himself with a few great drives, does that justify it? I mean, you've got to remember with paid drivers, they've still got to be able to race a car. They're still pretty good drivers. They just might get in place of other people. But then you look at someone like Palmer, who everyone was saying for years, you know, he's GP2 champion. He's someone that, yes, he does bring a bit of money for his dad, but it's nothing compared to the likes of, say, Ocon or Stroll. And then he gets in and he's done a pretty terrible job, to be fair, and he's supposed to be one of these great up and coming drivers, so it doesn't always work out. And you've got to remember, perhaps the greatest driver of all time, Ayrton Senna, was essentially a paid driver. He had a huge amount of financial backing, and that was the main reason he got into Formula 1. But what do you guys think? Let me know of paid drivers. We always give them a hard time, but it's a lot more common back throughout history of Formula 1, not just these days. I think it's something that, until they get the costs under control, and maybe standardising a few parts will be the way forward for that. Until that happens, these teams have to take paid drivers, unfortunately. Just hope people like Leclerc, well, especially Leclerc, Charles Leclerc, who's doing so well in GP2. I just hope he gets a drive with Ferrari, or Ferrari can get him put in a team somewhere, because he's the best talent I've seen for a long time. As long as some of the natural talent keeps coming through, paid drivers are okay. Right, just giving it a bit of time to go out. I'm a little bit worried with Stroll as to whether he'll get through. Massa, as long as he repeats what he did last time, should get through pretty comfortably. So we'll send him out early. Stroll I'll leave to a little bit later in the session, just to make sure he gets the maximum grip available to him. Then you never know. Massa might never... You'd expect drivers to get quicker and quicker, like they would in real qualifying sessions in Formula 1, but they rarely do. They quite often get slower and slower. Surprisingly. Right, send Stroll out now while Felipe starts his lap. So there's no guarantee that Massa will match that incredible lap time. As long as Stroll can get into the 23s, he should be safe there. Even a low 24, he should be okay. Okay, Massa crosses the line. It's 24.1. It's miles slower than his Q1 time. He's still into the top 10 though. But we know he can do a lot better than that. And that's a similar thing. They just often get slower and slower for some reason in the free-stage qualifying. Whether it's because of the warm-up just isn't as good, or whether that is something that's bugged with the game, I don't know. Right, Stroll crosses the line then, just behind his teammate. Just a couple of attempts down, a 124.3. Both drivers should be safe with that. And that's about where we expect it to be. This is a lot more realistic than the first qualifying, that's for sure. And it's the Mercedes, Ferraris and Red Bulls ahead of us. Two Mercedes easily out in front. Very close between the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. So if one of them mucks up, Verstappen there was pretty close to Massa. We might be able to get a car on the third row if we're lucky, but fourth row lockout will be the minimum aim for Q3. This annoys me as well. Pole position Hamilton, no. It's Q2. Such a small thing, but when you play as much of a game as I have of this, it does grind on you a little bit. There you go. Confirmation then that Massa was 6/10 slower in Q2. And if he'd done his Q1 time, he would have been 3rd. So hopefully he can find that speed again in Q3. Ooh. It's the wet stuff. Right, it is going to dry out, so we'll try and get our cars out in that gap. By about halfway through the session, we'll know if it's going to rain at the end as well. So, just sit in the garage for the moment. Just stay in there. Looks like it's going to be dry at the end of the session. Just waiting for confirmation of that. No, there is going to be a little bit of rain right at the end. So we need to time this right. We need to be going out with around about 5 minutes left will be the optimal time. And there's a chance of an upset here because the AI never get this perfect. They're all still out on the intermediates at this point in time. Right, when do we go out? When do we risk it? I think about now. We don't want to go too late, otherwise we'll get caught out by the rain at the end. We don't want to go too early because it won't be dry enough, but just got to get one lap in on the dry tyres. Only Perez is back in the pits by this point, so that, whoa, baby, that could have mucked it up a little bit there. No, it looks like the drivers have just about got it under control. Perfect and overheated for Massa. Good and overheated for Stroll. Okay, not disastrous. Yeah, the AI should be out now and they're not. So I'm going to say this already. I think we're going to be 1 and 2. Because I think the rain is going to come just as the AI are doing their laps. Perez might get a lap in. Massa goes P1 then. Stroll goes P2. And will the rain come in time to give us a front row lockout? Vettel, Raikkonen. Yep, there goes the rain. The AI are not going to be able to improve. Perez did get his lap in, but we were comfortably quicker than the Force India driver. Hey, it's raining. The two Ferraris somehow putting in stonkers of a lap, even though it was raining at the end. They've just about timed it then. So the two Ferraris get ahead of us. So it'll be 3rd and 4th. Vettel ahead of Raikkonen. Massa was 4/10 quicker than Stroll. So it'll be a 2nd row lockout for our two drivers. And it went pretty well. Again, AI just proving they cannot get the strategy right when it's a mixed conditions qualifying session. They just don't pick the right time to go out. You know, they should be able to, there should be something in the coding that can spot that that's going to be the dry part of the session, and they need to be out on track doing a lap at that point, and they don't. They go out on intermediates, get it completely wrong by coming in just as it's at its driest and going back out when it's wet. Maybe it's asking too much, I don't know. Right, reliability I'm pretty happy with, so I'm going to go for soft tyres and race trim, because I think soft tyres are going to be the best race tyre for this one. Again, we'll go soft tyres and race trim. Engine expert, no, I think our reliability is okay. I think we're okay on that. And we shall push and high for the first lap or two. Right. How does everybody think we're going to do? Do you think we will be able to hold on to third and fourth? It's going to be tough. The two Mercedes are out of position, so they're going to be coming back through the field. The two Ferraris, if we can get past Kimi into the first corner, we might have a chance. But I think otherwise, it's going to be a very tough race. Bottas is just behind, and Hamilton's in 7th. And we've got those two Red Bulls coming back through as well. It's going to be a tough one. 5 red lights then. And race number 2 is underway. Good start from Stroll, but he almost ran into the back of Vettel. He does get past Kimi into turn 1. He's going for it. His Massa actually is into the lead of the race. Shoots past Vettel. And that would have felt very satisfying for Massa. You know, against a team that he was number 2 driver for so long. And he just sticks it to them into turn 1. Oh, Raikkonen getting past Vettel and Massa. Massa fighting back. Stroll is right up there with them now. Can't find a way through as the two Ferraris fight side by side. And it's going to be Vettel that wins out that particular battle. Hamilton's made a great start up to 5th, so it's now the two Mercedes behind the two Ferraris, well, behind Stroll, who is behind the two Ferraris. And we're going to kick it on up to 2-speed now. Tyre temperature's coming up. It's pretty dry. It's going to be wet towards the end of the race though. So we need to make sure we don't make any more stops than we need to. I'm going to turn that fuel back down now. No need. Tyre temps are okay as well, so we'll go to neutral on the tyres. And just let the guys race. These front 3 are breaking away from Stroll a little bit now. Stroll's got Hamilton and Bottas behind, but they're not harassing him too badly at the moment. Stroll seems to have okay pace. The two Ferraris still will not give in. This is very unrealistic. Raikkonen actually racing wheel to wheel with Raikkonen. Never happens. Yeah, Stroll is going to do well to stay ahead of those two Mercedes that are hunting him down. Likewise, Massa is really going to struggle to stay into the lead. He's got Raikkonen right on his tail now. Raikkonen was 1 out in that battle with the Ferraris. We've got that charge to use to defend if we need to. As soon as I see Raikkonen diving down the inside, we'll use that charge. Stroll still holding off the two Mercedes. There is a bit of a queue forming behind him with the two Red Bulls behind as well. But the better job that Stroll can do as a rear gunner, the more chance Massa has got of sprinting away with the two Ferraris. We're going to have to pit pretty soon. So we're looking around about lap 26, 27 is when the inters are going to go on. The mediums would get us to that point. Just about. So we got a choice between one run on the medium tyres or 2 on the softs. I think we'll go soft. I think we'll go 2 stops on the softs for Stroll anyway. And Massa, I think, will do the same. I don't know. Depends how many laps. Hamilton's just passed Stroll, by the way, so perfect time for him to pit and hopefully get the undercut. Oh, well, both the Mercedes in. What do they do then? Hamilton's gone for another set of super softs. Bottas, I can't see at the moment. Bottas has gone for mediums. Right, Stroll is right down in the underbelly of the midfield here. He needs to get a move on. Massa, we're going to bring in this time around. Oh, I'm levitating towards mediums. If we can get them to last until the rain, we're quids in. Yeah, I'm going to go for the mediums on Massa. Let's split the strategies on our two cars. Hopefully that'll be the only stop he needs to make until intermediates at the end of the race. So he's just got out ahead of Sainz, which is crucial. A lot of people started on medium tyres, so they're going to be out there for a long time. So Stroll really needs to do some overtaking. He needs to get through these guys quickly. He's actually dropped behind Verstappen, but he's now trying to make a move on him. So Hamilton and Verstappen are the two people who are racing ahead. So as long as he can keep them in sight. Verstappen has also gone for medium tyres, so he should be quicker. But he's actually just locked up and almost lost a place to a Renault. Do you believe it? We're going to see the real Lance Stroll this week in this race. He's going to have to fight hard to get some overtaking done. Massa, on the other hand, has only got Ricciardo ahead of him, who will be pitting this time around, relinquishing the lead of the race. What happened to Raikkonen and all of that? Raikkonen's down in 15th place, so he must have had a disastrous stop. So he's out of the picture for the moment. Massa is going to be racing Vettel to the flag. We're going to go to push because the tyres are losing a little bit of temperature. I'll use his charge now around this corner and down the back straight, just to give him a little bit of breathing room over Vettel. Chasing pack is Hamilton and Ricciardo in third and fourth. So Ricciardo actually jumped Stroll as well. And going in so early has actually cost us being stuck in traffic with Stroll, who has just lost a position to Bottas as well. And it's this traffic. Ericsson has just got past him. He's just got that place back. So I don't know that this was the right strategy with Stroll. Just going to use that charge, gets him past the Renault. Actually gets him past Bottas and Ericsson. And that's all he needed to get himself back up there. Hamilton and Ricciardo are disappearing into the distance though. As long as he can get past Grosjean, Palmer and Magnussen. I was going to say he has a chance to get away from Bottas, but Bottas has just gone back past. Right, back with Felipe Massa. The gap now 1.8 seconds between him and Vettel. Hamilton catching this pair quickly, as is Ricciardo. But Hamilton is going to have to make a stop very soon because he went for an offset super softs, which seems bizarre to me. Ricciardo could be more of a viable threat on those soft tyres. And it's just whether we've gauged it right. If Massa can eke this out until the rain, him and Vettel. Actually, Vettel's got past. Where did that happen? Massa's starting to struggle a little bit now. So use that charge to try and gap Hamilton a little bit. Not worrying too much. As long as we stay within a few seconds of Vettel, we can still race him. And let's be honest, it's Ferrari against Williams. I would expect Ferrari to easily have the pace to beat us today. So we can hang on and we can race for a podium. I'll be pretty happy. Stroll, meanwhile, he's just struggling to get through. That's his problem. You can see Bottas has got past Grosjean and is off into the distance. Stroll did have the pace, but he's lost it all being stuck behind these guys on the medium tyres. So we need, I think, to make an early stop with Stroll. Yeah, let's put him in this time around. Go for another set of soft tyres. And then hopefully he can undercut these guys, because Magnussen, Bottas, well, Magnussen, Grosjean and Hulkenberg are all going to have to come in before it rains, I think. So if we can undercut them and at least get ahead of those guys. Hamilton's pitted, by the way, from his super softs onto softs, so he's out of the picture at the moment. Massa staying within a couple of seconds, which is good. But Vettel does seem to have the pace on us today. Ricciardo only a couple of seconds behind Massa now. But then it's a big old gap back to Hamilton. So it all depends if we can last until the rain. If we can, that front three are away. If we have to pit just before, that brings Hamilton and Bottas back into play. Although if we have to pit, Bottas definitely will as well. So for Stroll, it's all about getting back out. I would say in a net 5th or 6th. I think Bottas might be out for each. So it'll be 6th. So we'll see what happens. Massa, I have really not done him a solid there. I've left him on push and he's overheated those tyres massively. That might just have killed our chance, you know. Yeah, that's not done him any favours. We'll see what Vettel does. If Vettel tries to stay out, then we will do the same. If Vettel pits, we will pit. I think Hamilton is in the box seat at the moment, as Ricciardo gets past Massa then. We've destroyed his race by leaving it on push there, I'm afraid. What do you think we should do, guys? Do you think we should leave Massa out there and try and leave him out to the rain, or should we pit him early onto maybe the super softs and just go hard at it for 6-7 laps? So let me take it back down to 1 speed to give you some time to let me know, because we need to make that decision on this lap, really. I think we've destroyed the tyres a little bit too much. I think Vettel should be able to make it to the rain. I don't think Ricciardo will. And Hamilton will. So it's Bottas and Raikkonen we're racing. Yeah, their tyres are shot as well. Do you think we should come in? Second, I just want to check everything's still a-okay. Oh, sorry guys, the chat has the pop out I was using is stalled. Okay, let me catch up, guys. Sorry about that. Foxworth, you're here. Sorry, man. I don't know why. I was wondering why there was nothing to say. Is it over all the technical difficulties? Is it still running? Free pot practice qualifying. Couldn't hide from me forever. I really have yet to have opinion on these details in F1. Certainly. Yeah, I'm glad you started watching F1, Foxworth. Glad that Motorsport Manager can get you into it. You gotta allow yourself time to get into Formula One. It's pretty daunting at first. It's long old races and it can be quite boring for quite a long period. But once you learn all the in and outs, it's good. Make 2 speed laps. Change the gas. Mediums. Keep pushing. Okay. We'll stay out in the mediums then. I think we backed off the tyres. Sung says Massa in now. This is a tricky one. Right, let's start it going again. Who just came in? Bottas in. Watching James Hunt. Good old days. It's quite a bit older than me, son. I don't remember watching James Hunt for sure. Okay, I think Massa can make it. I think he can make it. If we leave it on conserve, he should be okay. Stroll has got out ahead of Bottas, which was his target. Really sorry about the chat, guys. I don't know what happened there. I think I've missed a lot more messages before Fox left as well. So, sorry about that. I need to close the live dashboard again, because that's probably hurting it. Okay, we should be good now. That's what this stream is all about. About testing those issues. Oh, that rain is so near yet so far. We need to go back to neutral, get some temp back into those tyres from Massa. Stroll could really do getting past Ocon, so we'll use his boost now. Down the back straight. Is that going to be enough to catch Ocon? Going to go around the outside of the left-hander. Not quite. Not quite. Right, he has now got past. Sorry, I don't know if the chat's got really worried about the chat again now. This doesn't help. Right, Massa is down to 17%. We've got to start pushing again. The tyre temps still aren't coming up. Ricardo has gone on to intermediates very early. I don't know why he's done that. Well, I do know, it's because the AI are idiots. See if I can open up the stream on my phone. Might be a better idea. Chat's working too. Right, Stroll coming under pressure from Bottas now. Massa is going to start going backwards pretty quickly. Oh, it's going to be so close to Massa. Stroll's doing a good job. He's got back. He's keeping ahead of Bottas. Ricardo is going to destroy those inters. Verstappen is just down the road, but looks like he'll hold on. And we're back. Yeah, you talking about the chat or just the stream in general? Right, Massa in this lap. I've got to. I think I've just missed it. I think I've just missed the pit. No, he's just in. Good. It's a lap too early, but we've got to, because those tyres will he'll start going backwards under those tyres. Stroll, we've got the luxury of leaving him out a little bit longer. Yeah, I know you're on the wrong tyres, buddy. What can I do? What can I do? We've been having communication difficulties on the pit wall here. Stream support police announcement. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like button. It's painless. Also hit the subscribe button to be informed immediately of new releases. Thank you, Cameroon. I support the police as well. Right, rain is out. Let's put Stroll in this lap for intermediates. It's probably just too early, but I don't want him out there too late. I'm not going to risk adding any charge, and in he comes. Is this support police something that's been going on while the chat's been off? Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. It's like half an hour, 40 minutes that I've missed of this chat. There seems to be a bunch of you in here now, so I'm glad you are. Hope you're enjoying it. Hopefully, we should have a good race. Hamilton is very late coming in, so I think Massa will get back out in second. Stroll is gonna will he get back out ahead of Verstappen? No, he's just behind. How's the engine gearbox looking? Great, we've got plenty of fuel. Let's go, not overtake, let's go high. Let's do this till the end of the race. Let's go back to neutral. His tyres are overheating. Be right back. Kettle needs some fuel. Don't crash. I'll try not to. So, did the whole stream go down, or was it just a chat for me? I'm confused. Let me know on that. Let's leave it on 1 so I can catch back up with you guys. Massa is still third. Bottas, Hamilton and people are still out there. They're going to destroy their race. Stroll coming back through now with Verstappen, as long as he can stay on his tail. Foxworth, buddy. So glad you could tune in. What are your opinions on the Ferrari and Mercedes drivers? They are about the only drivers the announcers talk about enough for me to form an opinion on them so far. Well, as a whole, I guess this season, the big thing is that we've had Mercedes dominance for years, since 2014, and they've been, no one could touch them. So to have Ferrari and Mercedes battling for the title is great for the sport, and Red Bull getting in there where they can. In terms of the drivers, I mean, Hamilton and Vettel, along with Alonso, are considered the best drivers of their generation, and the best drivers on the grid at the moment. Obviously Alonso, it's a great shame at the end of his career he hasn't got a car to deal with it, to fight up the front. But Vettel and Hamilton, this is basically the first championship where they've been directly in competition. They've been close before, but they're the two front runners for the championship, and seeing them drive wheel to wheel, racing each other as hard as they can is great to see. Bottas has impressed me. I didn't think he'd do as good as he is. He's got an outside shot at the championship, but I don't think he's just not the breed of driver that Vettel and Hamilton are. And Raikkonen, unfortunately, he proved last time out that he's just going to play second fiddle to Vettel. Which will, hang on, Stroll making a move on Verstappen. Go on, lad. We've got a bit of boost to use. And he uses it down the back straight, and he's up to 7th then. And he's going to get past Bottas, who, for some stupid reason, is still out there on the medium tyres. It's not going to stop raining right at the end, so it'll be into till the end. What an idiot. Massa, Hamilton did get out ahead, by the way. So Massa is comfortably in third. Stroll might be able to run down Ricardo as long as he can stay ahead of Verstappen. I'm happy. And yeah, Kimi, it's a shame that he has to play second fiddle, but that's probably going to benefit Vettel, having a teammate that's going to work for him. But in other words, it's great to see two teams battling at the front. It's great to see Vettel and Hamilton. Vettel and Hamilton is something that's been brewing for years. And obviously in Baku we had that crazy incident. I think that was the first race you said you watched, Fox. Obviously that was quite something, that race. That's where I'm sure we're going to get some more on-track action between those two before the season's out. But it's a great season to watch because Mercedes have just walked away with it for the last few years. To have two teams finally fighting for the championship is a good time for Formula 1 and a good time to tune back in. Right, I think considering all the things that have gone a little bit wrong and losing a bit of the race to the chat, and then trying to sort the chat back out at a crucial moment. I think they're doing pretty well. 3rd and 5th is a good result, as long as Stroll can hold off Verstappen. And I think Massa he's comfortably ahead of Ricciardo. He's not going to catch Vettel and Hamilton. No chance. We've got a bit of charge to use. Massa, I'm going to go back to push on both cars because I've lost tyre temperature again because I'm a noob. So much on this game I forget. How's the frame rate, guys, now? Is it still stuffing a bit on corners, or is it back? Is it nice and smooth? Do that, you know. Tyre temps coming back up. Don't think it's going to make enough of a difference. Master's not going to be able to catch Hamilton. Stroll. It's going to be a race to the finish with Verstappen. And there's not one behind him. Somebody's just left him. Okay, cheers, Forge. Glad it's a bit better now. I don't think it is. Just checking I'm not missing anything obvious. I think we're okay. Go back to neutral on that, so engine sound a bit unhealthy. Okay, we'll go back to medium. Massa's got that under control. Everything's okay on Stroll to keep pushing. We need to stay ahead of Verstappen. McHugh spoiled me for sure. Intense racing and such crazy crashes. It's still bad on corners, but that could be my intent. Oh, internet. Oh, brakes for Stroll. Oh, hold on there, buddy. Go back to medium neutral. Use his charge. Yeah, that's what I'm getting though on corners. I'm wondering if it's my upload, not the bit rate, that's causing it. I'll see if I can make some changes for next time. That Ricciardo and Verstappen crash in Hungary. Yeah, it was certainly something that's been brewing for a while between those two. Verstappen is such an unbelievably aggressive driver. That he's not made many friends the last few years in his overtaking ability. Well, no, he's got great ability, but he just risks it a bit. He's all or nothing. It's a bit harsh on him. You know, it was a lock-up. They happen. To do it on your teammate is the unforgivable sin. Who's just pitted? Ricciardo has come in. And that promotes Stroll to 4th now. Lovely job. 3rd and 4th behind Vettel and Hamilton. Hopefully Stroll's car holds up. Red Bull is the toughest environment to make collisions with your teammate as well. Because Helmut Marko is a real slave driver. Keeps the young drivers on their toes. But yeah, I think it was just an unlucky mistake from Verstappen, but it's going to happen more often than not with his driving style. That's the problem, and he should maybe dial it back on that one, but that's not his style, really. Is this the last lap? They're just starting, yeah. Sounds like Rage, yeah. Bit more skill than Rage, though. But yes, that is Rage's style. He doesn't back out anything, really. To his detriment, to be fair. So sometimes it pays to be aggressive. Right. Vettel is going to come round to win this race. The Mercedes and the Ferrari a little bit too quick for us today. Vettel crosses the line to take the victory. Hamilton comes home in second place. And we are going to get another podium then. Massa across the line in third. Stroll a long way behind. But he's managed to keep a nice gap over Verstappen. His front wing is going to stay intact. And he's going to cross the line. In fourth. Great result. Tricky race with the rain at the end. It was the dry tyre pace that really surprised me today. We're certainly up there, and our driver's doing better than I expected them to be fair. And those first two races have surprisingly put us right in the championship hunt. I really didn't think it would, but I think things will start. It's a long old season in the top tier, 16 races. There's a long way to go, but we have started this with a bang, and hopefully we can continue it. It was a tough race, a lot of stuff going on as well. The chat, sorry that I lost the chat, guys. Hopefully it won't happen again. Okay, first and second in the championship. Look at that, Stroll and Massa. Hamilton and Vettel move up to third and fourth after their pretty mediocre opening races. But we lead the championship by over double the points of Red Bull. 36 points in the lead. But we always do incredibly well in the first two races, even in the two Let's Plays I do. But yeah, I think we are going to call the stream there for today. I hope it's been fairly successful for my opening stream. I hope there haven't been too many problems. I'll try and fix the stuttering for next time. I'll try and mess around with the bit rate and just have a look into it. Nice 4.8 million in the bank there. Hopefully you didn't get too annoyed with me losing the chat. I hope it wasn't too long. I think it was quite a while though. I should have checked it earlier, but I was too into the game, to be fair. So yeah, let's just do a little bit of chat for a little bit before we end it. I remember you saying Jenson Button was your favourite driver. So since he's gone, is Williams your favourite or just choice for this series? I mean, no, Williams aren't my favourite team. Picks them for this season. I thought it'd be a nice little story to try and get. They haven't won a championship in a long time, since 1997. Yeah, since 97. They haven't won a race since 2012, and before that it was 2008. So it's sort of a return to glory for them, is the idea of the series. I have actually visited Williams' factory as well, so it was quite a close connection in that sense. But honestly, Button was my favourite driver for nearly 17 years, 16, 17 years. This year I've just enjoyed watching it as a fan again. Not really supporting anyone in particular. I'm sure a favourite will come to mind again soon, but at the moment I'm just enjoying it for the racing. I've been so dialed in on Button for so many years that it's just nice to just enjoy it as a series and as a viewing experience. Thanks, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope the experience has been good. I'm going to try and get some overlays and some sort of notification stuff set up for next time. Haven't got a schedule yet. I'm hoping I'll do another stream maybe Wednesday. Don't quote me on that. I'll let you know in good time. We're going to use this week to get everything sort of optimized and all the followers and sort of overlay stuff set up, and then we'll go to a full schedule maybe next week as to what days. In terms of Twitch, I was about to say that, Foxworth, yeah, I mean, Twitch I'm going to try as well. I just thought for YouTube it would be a bit easier for my first stream. What do you guys prefer to watch on? Twitch or YouTube? Twitch will take a bit more setting up. I have streamed on Twitch before, quite a long time ago, so I have got most of that still set up. So I can co-stream on both of them, but it makes things a bit tricky. The other thing I was thinking about doing is doing 2 on Twitch a week and 1 on YouTube. Motorsport Manager I will probably keep on YouTube, and then I might try some other games on Twitch. But YouTube says Sung. Okay. Well, we'll see. I might do YouTube next time, and then I'll maybe set something up for next weekend on Twitch. Doesn't matter to you. Okay, folks. We'll see. The experience is better on Twitch, I think, generally, for what you can offer as a streamer, and there's more chance to grow. YouTube, for me, it just adds that sort of existing viewership, and maybe helps attract people to the channel to watch the other videos as well. But I'll keep you up to date. I'll say provisionally we'll continue this on Wednesday. Probably be 7 or 8 o'clock BST, but keep an eye out on Twitter and on the homepage on YouTube for that, and I'll let you know once I can confirm that. So yeah, I think thank you very much everybody for tuning in. I've enjoyed this first stream. I'm sorry I lost chat for a bit. I'll have to go back and read it all at some point, but thank you everybody for tuning in. I didn't expect to have even a single viewer, so I think we got up to 5 or 6 at some point. So I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I shall see you guys very soon.